If you know me, you know I watch a lot of movies. And I was looking through my Letterboxd activity and I noticed I've watched a lot of non-English animated movies. So I decided, why not do rapid fire recommendations or reviews? I don't think I need to hold this like right up here. Anyway, I went through and decided to write down all of the originally non-English animated films that I have watched. The notes took up 3 pages worth. So let's get into it. Just a note before we get started here. I'm not going to attempt to say the non-English versions of the titles of these because I don't want to offend anybody by mispronouncing anything. So let's get started. We're going to go by my Letterboxd in reverse, starting with the most recent and going to the first in what I have logged. There's absolutely more than just these ones that I have on my list here that I've watched, but yeah, we're just gonna go off what I have logged. And that's also why some of these are from the same studio but not grouped together. Okay, first off, we have A Monster in Paris, which is a 2011 French film. There was a time where I watched this before I had a Letterboxd account, and my very first review of this that I have on Letterboxd actually says that I hadn't watched it in over a decade, but rewatching it, it is definitely as odd and incredible or fascinating as I remembered. The first time I ever heard of this movie was actually when I saw Lucille, the main woman in the film, saw her in a mega non-Disney crossover video on YouTube, and that's really what drew me into watching it in the first place. Everything about the movie is incredible. The English version is definitely a lot more popular than the French version, but the French version is even better in my opinion. The songs all sound a whole lot better in the original French, especially Le Scene, and the character designs are incredible, like Francoeur, the giant flea, amazing, and Lucille, and like the outfits and everything are incredible. And the character Emile, in my opinion, looks like a leprechaun for like 99% of the film, and so cool. Really enjoy that. Next up, we have Mavka, the Forest Song, which is a 2023 Ukrainian film. I've watched this like 4 times. One of the views made my family watch it, and it's just so beautiful. The film's kind of controversial because some people are under the impression that they used AI to animate the film, and that's not the case. Like, if you look up Mavka the Forest Song AI, the only thing that comes up is people thinking that it's AI. No one from the animation team admitting to using AI or anything. Mavka in general is just a gorgeous film. The story itself is, I believe, if I remember correctly, based on a Ukrainian folktale turned play, if memory serves me correct. In my opinion, I think that they need to make a spin-off focusing on Ondina and Derek's romance. Sorry if that was a spoiler. The movie's been out for 2 years. The character designs are gorgeous. Some of the best character designs in an animated film, in my opinion. They all look so magical and gorgeous. The character work itself is incredible. It is, I will admit, a little bit cheesy, but I think that's part of the charm. The story, beautiful. The character work reminds me of Tangled in a way. It's a lot of fun. The music is beautiful on my Spotify. The soundtrack is one of my most listened to. A whole lot of fun. Next up is a little film, I don't know if any of you have heard of it, called Kiki's Delivery Service. Came out in 1989. It's Japanese. I know all of you have heard of it. I'm trying to be funny. Kiki's Delivery Service is a very gorgeously animated film. The story is amazing. Character design is top-notch. None of the characters suffer from salmon face syndrome, which is a running trend in animated films. A lot of people have noticed. Most recent viewing was for my sibling's birthday, which was back in October. The scenery is incredible in the film. definitely recommend. Next up is a 2004 Japanese animated film called Howl's Moving Castle. Any of you heard of it? I know all of you have heard of it. I've watched this film roughly 3 times. I was really hard on it first time I watched it. I rated it a lot lower than I should have, and for that I apologize. I definitely understand the hype. Plot and the characters were a lot of fun. Calcifer is one of my favorite Ghibli characters. In my first review, I said that it reminded me of The Wizard of Oz. I did not elaborate, so I don't know what I was thinking at the time. The American voice cast for this is incredibly stacked. I don't know if any of you noticed. I definitely understand why it is a top 3 Ghibli film for a lot of people. The visuals and the score and the love put into making the female characters realistic and human was incredible. I love Calcifer. He's great. Next up is a 2022 Russian animated film called Finnick, and I rated it pretty high. If you follow me on Letterboxd, you would have noticed that I rated it really high. But after sitting with it for a while, after logging it and watching it, I noticed some things, and I looked at some of the other reviews and noticed other people noticed the same thing I did. The movie is called Finnick, and it's about a little Russian girl meeting a group of invisible creatures that reside in houses called Finns. They're essentially an invisible slave race that love doing housework and chores. And I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, so I'm going to elaborate a little bit. Through the Middle Ages up to the 18th century. So essentially, back in the day, during the Great Rat and some of the slave trades, like the Black Sea slave trade and the Crimean slave trade, and during the Swedish-Finland War. The Finns, not the invisible slave race from the movie, like actual citizens of Finland, they were captured and sold into slavery by the Russians. They were sold to Sweden as slaves by the Russians. So, yeah. Propaganda. The animation is really cute. Characters are cute. Next up is a 2022 German animated film called My Fairy Troublemaker. A character called Yolando, and this is very zesty, if you know what I mean. The story's really cute, but the characters in this are super cute, but there's something bothers me about them. All of the characters, except for Violet, the main fairy in this, their limbs are like twigs. Their bodies are twigs. Like, even on the poster, they're twigs. And then there's Violet, who is very round. She has a very realistic body type, but she's in the film, she's played as a fat stereotype, constantly eating snacks and not able to do anything properly. Yeah. But the story is super cute. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of these. Next up is a 2021 French film called Pill, or Pill's Adventures. My biggest criticism for Pill's Adventures is that the pacing was a bit off. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. The characters were designed beautifully. Phil's character design, incredible. And the characters themselves are a lot of fun and very lovable. And the scenery in the film. The scenery in this is one of the best things. France hardly ever misses when it comes to their animated film. Or their films in general rarely ever miss. And I love the dynamic between a lot of the characters. It's really good. I did say that these were rapid fire reviews. Sorry about that. Next up is a 2019 German film. It has multiple different titles in English. Everywhere it is listed as Bayala, a magical adventure, except on Hulu. On Hulu, it's called The Fairy Princess and the Unicorn, which is odd considering the unicorn is nowhere on the poster, and the unicorn's in it for like 5 seconds. In my review of this, I literally said perhaps the unicorns were the friends we made along the way. But I really enjoyed this movie. It was fun and cute. There were so many plot holes and very rushed moments. It felt very lackluster, in my opinion. But the character designs were really good. The characters look realistic. They look like actual people, in my opinion. And the world building was super cool, but the plot holes. Plot holes are the biggest issue. Next up, I believe, is my favorite in this category, The Secret World of Arrietty, which is a 2010 Japanese film. Definitely one of the more underrated of the Studio Ghibli films. And I've watched this movie so many times. My first review of it, I even said, I think this is my favorite Studio Ghibli film so far. In my opinion, it didn't have any slow spots. Unlike others I've watched, the story and the plot were both super enticing and engrossing. Characters were fun, and the visuals were beautiful as ever. They're as beautiful as any other Ghibli film visuals were. The soundtrack is one of the highest points of the film as well. And super folksy, which I love. And before finding out that this was adapted from the Borrowers film, the Borrowers, I was thinking to myself, this reminds me a lot of a show I used to watch as a kid. I think it's called The Littles, about little mice-like people, which I eventually found out also inspired by Borrowers, which was super cool to learn. I love this movie so much. It's in my favorites. Next up is a film called Daddy I'm a Zombie. It came out in 2011. According to my research, it's from Spain. Actually, I'm just gonna lump together this one and its sequel, Mummy I'm a Zombie, because they go together. Mummy I'm a Zombie is a sequel to Daddy I'm a Zombie. Mummy I'm a Zombie came out in 2014. Also, according to my research, from Spain. Originally in Spanish. Appropriation aside, in terms of Isis the Mummy, these movies are actually a whole lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoy these movies. They're actually, Mummy I'm a Zombie specifically is my siblings' favorite movies. My favorite character in this is the zombie pirate called Goner. He's gotta be one of my favorite characters. He actually is my favorite character in these two movies. He's a funky little freak. Adore him. Character designs in those movies are top-notch. Love them. Next up is actually a short film, which, according to my research, originates in France and Switzerland. It's called Death and the Winemaker. It came out in 2021. It's free to watch here on YouTube. I gotta say, the animation style is one of the biggest things that this thing has going for it. It's a very interesting story. I think you have to be familiar with the tale that this is based on in order to fully grasp what's going on in this. My review of this is literally just, if a giant, bony, faceless, naked lady loomed over my city, I'd probably drop dead too. So do with that what you will. Next up is another French short film. Came out in 2015. It's called Waltz Duet. It's one of the prettiest short films I've ever laid my eyes on. Characters in it look like antique ceramic figurines, which blew my mind when I first watched this. I actually really want to rewatch it. I would actually kill for a full film about these characters specifically from this short, because they're gorgeous. And when you find out what's really going on with the sisters in this, mind-blowing. I don't want to give too much away about it. Next up is a short film from 2013 originating in Spain. According to my research, I originally saw a more compressed version of this on Facebook Reels because somebody reposted it and got all the sound and everything and replaced it with song, as they do over on Facebook. Anyway, this is called Strings. Came out in 2013. The animation style is not my favorite. Characters look weird. The dedication that the director gives at the end of the film just stabs you in the heart. The short film itself just kills you. Definitely recommend it, and I do recommend having tissues nearby while you're watching it. Next up is a 2021 film from Russia. There's a lot of these. It's called Secret Magic Control Agency. It has a lot of terrible reviews, but I personally enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Thought it was great. Character designs are incredible. The story is incredible. Apparently there's a sequel in the works. I found that out when I was going back and doing my research for this video. There's a sequel in the works where the characters have to go and help Sleeping Beauty, so I'm excited for that. Next is a 2014 Japanese film for Studio Ghibli called When Marnie Was There. It's very peaceful, very realistic. It felt very queer. I'm not the only one that thinks this. Most of the reviews say how they thought that this was going to be a queer film, but it's the same stuff from a film I'm going to talk about here soon called From Up on Poppy Hill, but it's a beautiful film nonetheless. Character designs, visuals, the story itself, all what you would expect from a Ghibli film. Just top of the bar. Perfect, beautiful, gorgeous. Other synonyms. Next up is a 2021 short film originating in France called Louise. If you decide to watch this one, I have to warn you, it goes to the dark side of ballet, which involves sexual stuff with minors. This short film is beautifully designed and animated, and it goes into the loss of innocence and the dark side of ballet. Sudden shift in tone as soon as the dancers step off stage is shocking. I wasn't expecting it. There's a lot of symbolism in this short, using delicate flowers and pastels and pretty treats and everything. Very incredible. Just be cautious if this kind of stuff bothers you. It's handled very well, but just a warning. Next up is a 2011 Japanese animated film, another Studio Ghibli from up on Poppy Hill, mentioned when I was talking about when Marnie was there. It had a lot of great things going for it, but then it lost me when it brought in incest. Incest, not necessary. I loved the whole Save the Clubhouse storyline and the young romance. Young romance is always really cute and super fun to bring on, try to do properly, but then they brought in incest, and that's never the way to go, even if it's disproven at the end. It brings me back to my Mortal Instruments or Shadowhunter Chronicles phase, because Cassandra Clare did something similar. We could talk about Cassandra Clare seriously, but there are other people who actually talk about this a lot better than I do, than I could. But anyway, Studio Ghibli won me over with its art style and wonderful animation. Soundtrack was incredible. Just the incest and the incest fake out, really weird. I really wish stuff would stop including that. Next up is a 2020 animated film originating from various places, because it had a bigger crew, so I don't even know if this could actually belong in this category. Japan, Taiwan, Denmark, and then USA. At least that's what I saw when I was doing my research for this. Wind Up is a very cute, utterly heartbreaking and heartwarming short film. You really do end up feeling helpless for the father in this for a moment. Everybody involved in the production of this did a fantastic job. This was one of the best short films I watched back in 2020 when I watched this. It came out 2 years prior. Didn't know about it until I was looking up short films to watch on YouTube, and that one I happened to come across. Very cute. I really don't want to give anything away, and also this is supposed to be like rapid fire reviews, so yeah. Next up is a 2020 Brazilian short film called Napo. It's super cute. It's really short, incredibly bittersweet. It has overall amazing build-up all the way to the very end. And the end was one I should have seen coming, but it still took me by surprise somehow. I don't know why, but it did. It was very cute and very shocking. Next is another 2020 short film called Matilda and the Sparehead. It originated in France. There's also another film with a same title, or well, yeah, with the same English title, but the one that you're seeing in the poster or photos or whatever I'm putting up in post over this is the one that I'm talking about. Animation style is really interesting. It's very fun, really entertaining, and it just shows that kids should just be allowed to be kids. They aren't always going to be perfect, and they shouldn't be expected to be perfect. They're allowed to fail and have fun. So, like, fun. I do really recommend that short film. Everybody should watch it. It's really cute. I really enjoyed it. Next up is one of the most popular Ghibli films ever. A 1988 film called My Neighbor Totoro. I can see why it has such a stronghold in so many generations watchers. I watched this back in 2022 for the first time. It's really cute. It's a lot of fun. The story's entertaining, and the visuals are just as cute and beautiful as usual for Ghibli films. I had a whole lot of fun watching it. It's just super cute, super fun. I don't think Studio Ghibli misses. Next, we have 2008 Japanese Studio Ghibli film, Ponyo. It's so adorable, so cute. Ponyo is cutest thing ever. Love her so much. I had a whole lot of fun watching this. 2021 was my first time ever watching it. I've been dying to watch it. Never got around to it. And then my sibling had DVD for it, so sat down and watched it, and it was better than I was expecting, better than I could have imagined. I loved it so much. The visuals are seriously some of the best parts of these films. And lastly, we have Spirited Away on 2001, another Ghibli film. My first time watching this, I unintentionally watched the English dubbed version, but it was still super fun, kind of odd in my opinion, but it ultimately entertained me. Definitely recommend it. There's actually really interesting analysis on this this film here on YouTube by the user Revolutionary Thought. She goes into this film from a Marxist perspective, or Marxist analysis. I watched that video, it was really interesting. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, this was a rapid fire review video, multiple non-English films that I watched and enjoyed. I definitely recommend you watch all of these. The short films can be found here on YouTube. As for the other ones, you can stream them or yo-ho-ho your way to watching them. I have some other videos lined up I'm going to film soon, so be on the lookout for those, and I will see you next time. Bye!